I've got a camper van. I went on a camper van holiday with the family, and I didn't have to, but I was meditating every day. And that is problematic, because as soon as you're out of your routine, this is why I sympathise with you. You go, so I get up in the morning, it's a camper van, it's a decent size, but it's not like there's space. You haven't got a room that you can go to. The picture of you going to sit on a beach in the sunshine and meditate is not really the reality a lot of the time. I went onto a beach once and it was sunny, but it was so windy. There was so much sand going in my ears.
I thought you were going to say bumhole.
There was so much. There was so much sand going up my bumhole. I couldn't meditate.
I am listening, but I am waiting for any opportunity to say bumhole.
If you've come to this podcast for the first time today, go, there's this meditation podcast. What's it like? They were talking about sand going up their bumhole.
Anyway, so
I was doing it. So we took the camper van, but we also took the car because, as motorhome people will know, they're a real bugger. You park them up, it's great, you've got all your facilities, but if you want to nip down the road, you've got to unhook everything. It's like
so you drive separately.
So we drive separately.
Who gets the kids?
Well, I think one of them reluctantly has to go with Dad in the van. And the other one gets to sit with Mum.
What do you mean? I think was there a small person to your left?
No, there was someone there, but I don't think that. I think they.
I don't think it was my kid. What are you talking about?
Well, they haven't been DNA tested. Is all I'm going to say.
All right. So you think you might have taken one of your children on holiday with you? Carry on.
No, I did, but I don't. The point I was making is, I think if they had the choice, they'd both go in the car.
But why? So you nipped in the car to meditate?
So first of all, I was sitting in the front of the van to meditate, and that didn't work.
And what, you chucking them out?
No, they carry on behind, but you can't, people can't be quiet. You know what it's like when you meditate.
No, I'm sorry. You're on a campsite, you've got a camper van, you're all in there. Why did you even have to think about it? Why don't you just go in the car? What's the problem?
Well, I did go and sit in the car eventually.
But why eventually? What was stopping you just going? The logical thing of, I'm not going to lie to you, if my kids and my wife was in a camper van, I wouldn't even attempt to meditate in there.
Yeah.
So I'd be sitting outside with sand going up my bumhole.
Well, I tried both of those. Neither of those worked. So I sat in the car. The problem with sitting in the car is, you know what it's like on campsites? People are walking past with their towel to go and have a shower. They're washing up. There's traffic. There's a lot of traffic at campsites. Human traffic.
And you're worried about being seen.
And it just looks like I've had a massive row.
And now you're sulking.
I'm sulking in the car.
Right. And of course, the other alternative is definitely not good for marriage to say, would you three mind going to sit in the car for 20 minutes?
That would have been the best. I was hoping they were going to come to that at some point. They didn't. But this is the problem with practice, right? Is there's an embarrassment to it. Even when I sat on the beach with the sand going up my bumhole.
Oh, see, it was good up your bumhole, wasn't it?
I like that's your victory.
I knew it.
Well,
as soon as you said it in your ear, I thought, I bet it was going to be. And I knew if I kept you talking long enough, you'd crack, if you excuse the pun.
It was going up my crack, you're right.
Honestly, this is the most immature podcast about Buddhism in the history of mankind.
What did you cover today?
A bubble in sand.
Oh my God, we've got a joint age of about 100. What chance has humanity got? Anyway, right. So on holiday, I was meditating. I managed to meditate every day. It wasn't ideal, but it's continuing that practice to come back to this thing that you haven't had a chance to meditate, and we need to get back into that thing because it helped. But
if you fully accept everything and you don't resist anything, which is the ultimate goal, then you can really meditate anyway. The problem is can, and I bring you back to my earlier comment that you go, you, brackets, and I mean both of us, so don't shout, are new to this.
But as you say, if I was more enlightened, I could meditate anywhere. But here's one of the things that's changed for me. I was on a holiday. I was driving around Scotland. I went up to the west coast to an amazing place called Gairloch, which is a beautiful beach campsite. And in the little village, there were
What's the sand like on the beach?
Well, I've still got some. I think I can send it to you. Right. So I went to Gairloch, and there's two shops in the village. One was this chippy, amazing fish and chips, lovely. The other
please
shop.
tell me the other one's a chippy as well, and there's a big war.
It's like one of my anecdotes. And there was another chippy, and then we left.
So we went in, we bought some chips, we ate the chips.
Then we went next door.
Then we went to the other shop, the really interesting shop. Let me tell you about that. Please do.
The other shop is called Buddha by the Sea.
Oh, you're not joking?
What are the chances?
No, I mean, you're not joking. There's nothing about the chip shop that's relevant.
No, what are the...
Oh, okay. I thought you were joking, but you were... okay, right. So there's nothing... Chip shop's not important.
No, the point was there were 2 shops in the village. One was a chippy, which you'd expect. The other one...
you told me. I mean, it was fairly mundane the first time round. I didn't need you telling me again.
I'm just recapping. But the other shop was Buddha by the Sea. Now, part of me goes, what are the chances, right? I'm going on holiday, and it's like you go, God, it's like a calling, right? It's great. And I went in; it was an amazing shop. But
what were they selling?
Loads of bits and bobs. It's the best way to describe it.
What was it? A proper Buddha shop, or was it like? Because there's only 2 shops in the village. Was it like a Buddha shop, but you could also buy like a bucket and spade and
no? It was
some
a Buddha
newspapers.
shop. It was all Buddhist literature.
Yeah.
Well, I went a bit nuts. I was on holiday.
Yeah.
I bought myself my first Buddha, and I've sent you the picture, haven't I? It's a little cheering Buddha. As we've discussed in the past, my slight issue with Buddhism is always that it feels a bit serious.
Yeah.
And so I found this little cheering Buddha with his arms in the air.
We've also been through the fact that you didn't realise at the time about there being 2 Buddhas.
I know.
Is this happy fat Buddha, or is this the other Buddha?
This is the fat Buddha.
It's the wrong Buddha then.
Well, no, there's no wrong Buddha. How can there be a wrong Buddha?
Well, I mean, the other Buddha, the fat happy Buddha, smiley Buddha that's fat, is not the Buddha we talk about.
Well, it's the Buddha I'm talking about now.
Okay then, it's not the real Buddha. Let's call it the step Buddha.